The year of the answer in the Badíʿ calendar. There is something interesting about the Badíʿ calendar that is not generally known. Alongside its familiar 19 months, it also contains a cycle of 19 years, which form a pattern that sits quietly in the background of the calendar. Each sequence of 19 years is called a Vahid. Counting from 1844, the current Vahid is the 10th, running from 2015 to 2034. The names of the years differ from the names of the months. These year names are rarely discussed, yet they form part of the calendar's deeper symbolic architecture. The year names are unusual. Instead of the familiar month names of glory, beauty, and power, this sequence includes a mix of Arabic letters, a father, and several uncommon divine attributes. Together they trace a symbolic arc that is quite unlike the rhythm of the months. Within this structure of months and years lies a small but striking detail. A calendar year includes a month called questions, masail. But a Vahid includes a year in the 12th position called Jawab, meaning answer. The month of questions comes around every year, whereas the year of the answer comes around every 19 years. The next year of the answer begins in March of this year. This interplay between questions and answers deepens when the linguistic roots of each one are considered. Masail comes from a root meaning to ask, to inquire, to seek, the posture of reaching outward. Jawab comes from a root meaning to respond, to answer in a way that fulfills or completes what was asked. In devotional language, the same root can carry the sense of a response to a call, even the acceptance of a prayer. There is also a scriptural layer that deepens the contrast. In the sacred texts, divine questions do not seek information, they summon. A well-known example is the Quranic, "Am I not your Lord?" A question that functions as a disclosure, a call that asks humanity to testify. Seen in this light, the year of the answer can be understood as a moment of recognition, a time when what has long been implicit may become unmistakably clear. The last year of the answer ran from March 2007 to March 2008. During that period, the first fractures of what would become the global financial crisis began to surface. Long-standing structural questions in the world economy were exposed, and answers arrived in the form of consequences, revelations, and systemic shifts. The year name is not predictive, but it does name a quality of time. The year of the answer suggests a shift in emphasis, a moment when questions that have been accumulating at smaller scales may find clarity at a larger one. It invites reflection on how symbolic structures can resonate with the character of a moment, even when they operate quietly in the background of life.